Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about something that every single one of us has to deal with. Our feelings, right? These things are powerful. They can totally make your day or completely break it. So we're going to dive into how to get a handle on them so you're the one in charge. And that brings us to a really big question.
It seems like a simple question, doesn't it? But the answer is everything. Seriously, just think about it for a second. When that big wave of anger or stress or sadness washes over you, who's really calling the shots? Is it you or is it the feeling itself?
So this really lays out the two paths we can take. It's all about who's in the driver's seat. If your emotions are steering, what happens? You get these reactive moments, right? You snap at someone you care about, you make a split-second decision out of frustration that you might regret later, but on the other side, you take the wheel. And look, this doesn't mean you stop feeling things, not at all. It just means you get to give a thoughtful response. You're making choices that you can actually stand behind. Okay, so how do we actually get into that driver's seat? Well, the very first, and honestly the most critical step is this: acknowledge. Don't just act. You see, the goal here isn't to fight a feeling, to try and crush it down. It's way simpler. You just name it. It's not about suppressing it, it's about observing it. It's like looking at that anger or anxiety and just saying, "Hey, I see you there." And let me be clear, this is not weakness. This is the absolute first step to gaining control. And here's the practical part: how you actually do it in the moment. It's like a little two-question check-in with yourself. First, just identify the feeling. What am I feeling right now? Am I frustrated? Am I feeling anxious? And then you go just a little deeper. Why? Where is this actually coming from? Just doing that simple pause, it creates this crucial little bit of space between the feeling and whatever you do next. Now, this is absolutely key. There's a massive difference between a feeling and a behavior. You can't always stop that first wave emotion, right? It's internal, it's automatic. But, and this is a big but, you always have a choice about what you do, about your external action. It's perfectly fine to feel angry. It is not always okay to act on that anger. That distinction right there, that's where all your power is.
All right, so you've acknowledged the feeling. What's next? Well, now it's time to open up what we're going to call your emotional toolkit. These are practical, simple techniques for finding a bit of calm and balance right when you need it.
Let's start with 3 tools that can calm your body down almost instantly. First up, deep breathing. It sounds simple, but taking just 3 slow, deep breaths, that sends a signal to your body's rest and digest system, telling it, hey, it's safe, you can stand down from high alert. Okay, number 2, change your scenery. Literally just get up and move. Walk into another room. This physical shift can totally break you out of a mental rut and stop that emotional spiral. And finally, find a quiet moment. Just 5 minutes. No phone, no distractions. This gives your rational brain a chance to catch up with your emotions and get back in the driver's seat.
So those tools are fantastic for calming your body down. But the real game changer, the most powerful tool in your entire toolkit, it's changing your thoughts. Changing the very thoughts that are fueling the emotion to begin with. Just look at this example. It's a simple, powerful reframe. If your thought is, "I'm a failure," what kind of feelings does that create? Hopelessness, shame, it's a downward spiral. But what if you shift that thought just slightly to, "This is an opportunity to learn and improve"? That completely changes the emotional landscape, doesn't it? Suddenly you've got hope, resilience, motivation. It's amazing. Your feelings really do follow your thoughts. Okay, so we've talked about acknowledging our feelings, and we've got some tools to manage them in the moment. Now, let's move on to how we can express and appreciate. This is all about releasing that internal pressure and building up our long-term resilience. Think about it like this. Unexpressed emotions are like steam building up inside a kettle. If you don't let it out, well, you know what happens. It's going to explode. So things like talking to a friend you trust, or even just writing your feelings down in a journal, that's your release valve. Expressing those feelings brings relief, it brings clarity. Just trying to bottle them up, that only builds more and more pressure. And here's a really proactive tool for you. Because it's not just about dealing with negative feelings when they show up, it's also about actively cultivating positive ones to build a stronger emotional foundation. And honestly, one of the most powerful ways to do that is by practicing gratitude.
So just take a second, right now. Go ahead, fill in that blank in your mind. Today, I am grateful for what? It can be something huge or something super small, it doesn't matter. Just that simple act of focusing on something good, it actively starts to balance out the negative stuff and gives you this genuine sense of control and well-being.
All right, as we start to wrap this up, I think it's important to reframe the goal itself. Mastering your inner world. This isn't some destination you just arrive at one day and you're done. No, it's a practice. It's something you cultivate over time. And if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Emotional management is not about becoming some robot who doesn't feel anything. It's the exact opposite. It's about being human enough to understand what you're feeling, being brave enough to actually experience those feelings, and then being wise enough to consciously choose how you respond. And the reward for doing this? It's huge. With every single conscious response, you're building emotional muscle. You literally become a calmer, stronger, more centered version of yourself. You become someone who isn't just tossed around by the storms of life, but someone who can actually navigate them with real skill. So we're at the end of this explainer, but really, your practice is just beginning. The very next time a strong emotion starts to rise up, you're going to face that choice. Will it control you, or will you be in control? The first tool you decide to reach for, well, that's your answer. So choose wisely.